Welcome to the TheBlkScript Storytellers. My name is Kevin Marable, and today I have some amazing guests with me. The cast of the hit series Hush. How's everybody doing?
Fantastic.
Hey, what's going on, guys? You guys are got quite a hit show on your hands, I should say. How do you guys feel about that?
We love it.
That's amazing. Thank you to the fans.
Yes.
It's all about the eyes. Thank you to the fans. Like,
absolutely.
Yes. Before we get into the show, if we can go around the room, and I would like to have everybody introduce themselves, who they are, and then what character they play on the show. And we will start with Rob.
Oh, Rob Gordon, I play Q.
Okay, and then Kalila.
hey, I'm Kalila Joy. I play Detective Angel Young.
Right, and Landre.
Lonray Idewu, I play Terrell Gibson.
Okay, Karen.
Karen Ward Ross, and I play Jordan.
Rhonda.
Rhonda Mormon, and I play Mayor Claire Dupree.
And last but not least, Brian.
Brian McKell, and I play Lincoln Davidson.
Right, all right. And you go by Link on the show.
Link, yes.
All right. First and foremost, amazing season 2, guys. A lot went down this season. There is drama, intrigue, sex, betrayal, murder.
There's sex on this show?
Always.
Love it.
Little sex.
Definitely kind of family show.
Even comedy. There was a lot of parts of the show I found myself laughing. I loved it. What has been the overall reception of season 2? And
They love it or hate it.
This is for anybody.
I say people love it or hate it, and those who hate it still love it. So, you know,
Right.
They're
it's
watching.
a beautiful thing. Yep, they're
I
watching it.
seen a lot of people seem to love it and hate me, but it's all good.
Hate you. For sure hate you.
Well, you're not a sweet dude on the show. Like,
Y'all don't know my backstory though. You don't. Jordan did me dirty, man. Y'all don't know my backstory, man.
No one cares.
Jordan, let's be clear.
All right, so
There's been a lot of great feedback.
yes, awesome. That is awesome. Like I said, I love the show. Great season, of course. Shout out to the writers of the show. You guys know who the writers are. Can you talk about who the writers are?
Absolutely.
yeah. So this season, Bree K. West, one of the showrunners and executive producers, she wrote a lot of episodes. Chaz, who's one of our directors, she also wrote on the show. And did Angela write on the show this season?
Yep.
Angela's the creator.
He's a creator. Yeah.
Yeah. Angela Burt Murray.
Angela
Yeah.
Burt
So those are our three lady writers. We got an all black, all woman writers room. Get into it.
Hey, that's what's up. Yeah.
Black girl magic.
man.
Yes, Black Girl Magic. That's for
Absolutely.
sure. So for the audience who may not be familiar, if they're just getting into watching Hush or they're just learning about Hush, can one of you talk about what Hush is about?
Ladies.
Rhonda, you look like you're chomping at the bit to go for it.
Not me. Not me.
Karen, you
I'm
take it,
not the
Karen.
one. The mayor is getting, she's the one who's getting pushed around. That's not my job.
See, the show is juicy, it's salacious, and it follows Dr. Jordan Logan, who is a highly regarded celebrity sex therapist who finds herself entangled in a web of lies, murder, deceit, and will stop at nothing at all costs to clear her name. And so us at the Penthouse, we are pawns in her world, but we all come with our own drama, our own secrets, our own salaciousness. And so it all comes together in a big volcanic, explosive dynamic of sex, murder, and intrigue. How was that?
That was
Love
amazing.
it.
The vernacular that you used was
There's no way I could explain it like I couldn't explain it
that
that
was
way.
it.
That
Who
wasn't
could have done a
it.
better job than Karen?
Vocabulary for me.
Go
I
ahead,
couldn't have said that. not the way that I'm getting punked over as a mayor. There's no
Yeah,
way.
that was beautiful.
And so now, Drea is played by Joyful Drake.
That's correct.
Right.
Rob, you play a lot of pivotal scenes with Drea.
A lot of Drea scenes.
And your character is Q. Can you talk about the dynamic between you and Drea on the show?
We are lovers, workers, and all of the in-betweens, all of the isms and things. And Drea and Q have a weird relationship. Q is her protector of sorts. He is her confidant of sorts. He is her lover in certain instances in season 1. And you have to watch season 2 as things turn and he becomes somewhat of a bad guy. So yeah, that's kind of the juxtaposition of the relationship.
Yeah, I would say that you're the fixer. You're her fixer. You're her personal fixer.
Yeah,
that wants to fix everything.
Yep.
You know,
I'm trying to fix it all. I'm trying to fix it all.
Yes. Before we move forward, I forgot to ask, who came up with the concept of Hush?
That
Angela.
was Angela. Angela Burt Murray.
Burt Murray. She came up with
She's
the
the creator.
concept. And then Chuck and Bree got added onto the project. And then Chaz and Tier got added into the writer's room, and then they kind of, massage that thing on out. That's what we have with season 1 and then season 2 as well.
Yeah. Okay. Now I feel, there's a lot of spice on the show, just like I said. And that's one aspect of the show that draws the audience in, I feel. What are some of your thoughts when you first received your roles and knew that you had to bring that aspect to the show?
Lon Ray, Karen.
Listen, I'll tell you, I will say, I looked at the script and I was like, what? You're paying me to play this? Okay. I mean, I get to play a lawyer who's incredibly intelligent, married to a smoking hot wife, also knows how to move on the other side of the law as well. And we get together and have fun in a free, sexy, romantic way, knowing that we still have each other's backs. So for me, I was like, oh, this is incredible. So I had a ball. I think, all of the characters are so well endowed with three-dimensionality. They're layered. All the characters are so layered that you can't really go wrong. But I particularly had a blast with my role.
In your role, just to piggyback off what you said, Lon Ray, your role is Terrell.
Yes.
You play alongside of Candace Dillard. I loved the dynamic between the two of you. Even though Candace, she kind of treats you, you kind of are like on the side a little bit. But I even love the comedic factors that kind of go on when you're trying to get a little loving.
Well, I think it's kind of like real life, real couples, right? Sometimes you're in it, sometimes you're out, sometimes you're on 10 and other times you're trying to get back on track. But I think that's the beauty of their relationship, is that no matter how much each might stray or be distracted, we always come back to the center. So yeah, like real life.
Yeah.
When Chuck and Bree initially called me and described the show and the ethos and kind of this, very juicy dynamic that interplays between all the storylines and particularly my character, I loved it. I'm a mother of 2 young girls. I love that Jordan has this very secretive, hidden part of herself that we are seeing play out in season 2. So I was really excited. And then when I learned who the cast was, it made it even better. So it's just been a wonderful experience.
Yeah. And since you are talking right now, Karen, it's not easy to play 2 roles. You played 2 roles on Hush.
Well, yeah, I guess people will have to have watched and caught up to where we are.
Spoiler alert!
Spoilers. No spoilers.
Right, spoilers.
So I'm not necessarily trying to spoil it, but
no, it's okay. It's all good.
Okay.
This is your script. We falling on your path. So,
I was gonna ask. You know, what did you do to capture the essence of playing those roles?
well, she's essentially a woman with a very dark past, and her past is coming up. And Link, played by Brian, is a very big part of that. And so there's a lot of lives at stake, literally and figuratively. And I think I tap into what I always tap into, which is my inner child. I talked about this before. That's the basis of where I do a lot of my prep work for any character that I play, especially one like this. And in her case, she's dealt with a lot of trauma, a lot of sexual trauma, sexual abuse. So that's always very exciting for me as an artist to be able to go into those pain points in my personal life and then explore them through the dynamic of Jordan. So hopefully I answered your question.
Yeah, yes, you did. To be able to express that, you know, through your character,
Yeah.
I think you did an amazing.
I may not have the same extreme situations as her. I definitely, like all of us, have shit that I've gone through. So I marry that with her given circumstances, and then that's what allows her to come through for me.
Right, right.
A thespian.
Master.
Yeah.
Right.
My folks.
Kalila, you play Detective Angela Young on the series. Can you talk or describe a little bit about what you do on season 2?
Yeah, so Detective Young has one foot on both sides of the law, which I love, which is one of the reasons I wanted to play this character, because she also has a lot of secrets, and she looks sweet, but she ain't.
Right.
Which is so much fun to dig into. Like, she's a little bit of an asshole, and I love that about her. And this season, you kind of get to see her past relationships come up, and people discover that she has a deep relationship and deep ties to T.S. Madison's character, Mona D, and that they are working together. And so, you don't get all of the information. You don't get the full backstory. It's something actually that Maddie and I talked about when we were at the Hush season 1 premiere in DC and wanting to work together. And I told her why I thought we were connected in the past. And so we talked to Chaz about it and Bree, and I'm so happy that we kind of got to build that into the story, because it's so much fun to play a character like Angel, who is, she's about the bag. Like, run me the money. I don't care what side I have to do it on. Just give me the money.
Yeah.
Run me that money.
Brian,
Money.
you played Link or Lincoln on the show. In this season, after everything that has transpired, can you talk a little bit about what your character goes through in season 2?
Well, I feel like in the first season, I feel like Link, we knew he was an asshole. In season 2, he was a whole ass. You know what I mean? The fact that he lost his son, coupled with, he lost his girl. So he's in my mind, when I was playing the role, I was looking at it like, this guy is everything I probably could have been had I not, been who I am. So not only did I lose my girl, but she, I don't want to give away anything either, but the way she did it, it just filled me with hate, rage. So at that point, I'm beefing with everybody. My sister, Southeast boys. I'm pissed with Jordan. And the underlying tone for me is like, I've lost my child, which for me, I've experienced that in real life. So it wasn't hard to imagine that, because I experienced it. So just the anger and the frustration, and then my character's on Get Back. I'm just trying to make everybody miserable because I'm miserable. So it wasn't a challenge, because we all have links in everybody's family. It's probably who I would have been had I not gotten out of out of my city. So it wasn't wasn't that much of a challenge. What was challenging was, I guess, embodying the emotions and doing it through my facial expressions, not just physical aggression that was displayed. So,
Right. Yeah. You can definitely feel that through your character throughout this season for sure.
appreciate it.
Yeah. And Rhonda,
Yeah.
Hey,
let's talk about
Hey.
Mayor Dupree.
Yeah.
Snapped on.
Stated earlier that that you're kind of getting pushed around a little bit. Talk
A
about
little. A little. Wow. Mayor. Isn't that crazy? A mayor, right? Getting pushed around. It's interesting. That's the title. But that's all it was. It's interesting as a woman to be pushed around and be called the title of a mayor, and yet can't play the role as the woman, right? It's interesting. And who is Claire though? And playing that role is a beautiful and harmful journey as a woman. And that's the part that drew me in for her, because of that vulnerability. And I love her journey because you have to, it's still growing. And in season 1, I thought going into season 2, like my life, her life, I'm playing that slice of life, was good. Like I'm in season 2, she's good. I don't want to give it away, but she's winning. She's winning, it's this winning season. And, so for the end to come in and that is happening, it's like, how could you? where I thought we were, so you gotta go see it. Season 1, season 2, go watch it. It's there.
binge it.
Binge it.
Gotta binge it. And so, that's the snap. So it hurts me now, just as a woman, as a wife, myself. It's one of those things where you're winning in your career, but your life is in shambles.
Very common theme.
How do you hold it all together? Yeah. How do you hold it all together? How do you juggle?
How do you balance and show it in front of everyone?
Right.
How do you merge the community, and your community of home is disarray. So you then, as an artist, you use it and you apply it. As Karen mentioned, you as an artist, as a kid, you use it, you become it, and that's what you do with it. Find a way as an artist to apply it and childlike it and get rid of it.
Embody it while you're in the role, but then shed
it, man. Shed that thing off you.
I've heard a little bit about that, but I'm learning that is a real thing. I didn't know.
Yeah, it's a beautiful purge.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful purging.
Yeah.
So you can have fresh skin.
One of my best
and it's something you need to do.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Londo.
Yeah.
No, you're right. It's something you need to do. I think Heath Ledger is probably one of the most prolific examples of not being able to shake that energy. I have one of my best friends says, actors get paid to remember what most people get paid, or what most people try to forget. And so we have to bring that up and put it on display in front of everybody.
Yeah.
So, when we have such masterful thespians like we have on this call, it can get deep, and it can get, I watched Karen take after take in that warehouse, like putting it all on the line. I was just like, it got me. So I BTS, by the way. But it's important to get back grounded and to shake that off. Rob also, he had hell of a roller coaster. And all these characters, again, I think that goes to the writing and what, you know, Chuck, Bree, Chaz, Angela, and Don all brought forth. Just really lets us go on this ride and feel protected as actors, that we can just open up and go. So, you know, kudos to all of it. And kudos to y'all, to my fellow thespians.
Yeah. And Rob, I know I spoke to you once before. We had an interview once before, and we were talking about your comedy. And you know, when I finally actually got a chance to sit down and watch Hush, man, you killed
Comedy
it.
there.
You killed it.
Nothing comedic.
Yeah, no, but you do an excellent job, man, for real.
Yeah, it's so believable, right?
Yeah.
You wouldn't think it was a comedy.
It comes from a real place. As
Yeah.
Link said, you know, a lot of the things that I was able to, I guess, pull from for Q is some of the things that actually happened in my real life, outside of, you know, other things that people may not know outside of the comedy piece, right? It's the real life part of it that you actually pull from. You know, those life experiences, you try to leave them where they are, but of course, acting allows you and makes you go into real life situations where you have to bring these things back up and you're like, oh shit, you know, I'm here again. So it came from a real place. But it was actually fun to portray those things on stage and on camera and leave it where it's at.
Right.
So definitely no comedy there for sure.
I would say the dynamic between all of you guys is amazing. And the chemistry is there. That's kudos to the casting directors, the people who actually selected this cast. You guys are great together. If we could, if any of you could, let's talk a little bit about some of your castmates that couldn't join, but they're pivotal parts of the show. If any of you guys, you know, care to talk about Joyful Drake or T.S. Madison or Candace Dillard, feel free, please.
Yeah, I just want to say real quick on that scene, I actually posted that scene in the election scene when Drea, who is Joyful, came in and Dr. Logan, when she came in and something happened in that moment when I realized that she is all I had. Even though I mean, I know the story of her manipulating me in Q, but at the end of the day, she literally is all I have. Because I'm like, who do I have?
Right.
I'm like, who do I have? She's the only person I had. Like, there was a desperation when she came in and I said, you know, like, you came. It was, and the admiration of the relationship that she was establishing with Aaron Spears, who was coming in, who is amazing himself, of a man. Sorry, Q. I'm just saying, just how, how he greeted me, it was so with that voice. And it just that whole thing, the care of, I was like, just that whole thing, that presence. It was an admiration. I was like, I want that. Like, who is that? Like, where did he come from? And then the fact that she's present when I need it. And then it just, and then I won. And then the whole thing, of course, after what I saw, as far which you have to go watch and see, guys. It's just that whole thing. At the end of the day, she's all I had. So, she's there for me, and she is amazing. It's been an honor to work with her. I haven't had the pleasure to work with everybody else. It's been Q and Dr. Logan. So at the end of the day, they've been my amazing scene partners. So, but it's been incredible just to work alongside them.
That's awesome.
And while we're on Joyful, can I just give her her flowers and her props.
Yeah.
Like, she's been in the game for a very
forever.
long time. Even though she's only 26.
I know. Like, what is she
She's
using on her
been
skin?
in the game, putting it down solidly for a very, very long time. And then she, not only did she come and do this lead role, she's also a co-exec producer on it. And it's just like that level. And you saw her, you know, several times where some business needed to get handled, she handled it and then go right back into her role. And so as an actor producer, that's always something I'm trying to learn as well. And watching her do it was immaculate. I loved it. It was very inspiring. Yeah.
Wow, that is awesome, man. Shout out to Joyful Drake.
Shout out to Joyful Soror.
Let me say something, because
Go ahead, Rob. Go ahead, Rob. Go ahead.
For a very long time.
Yeah, you know best.
Yeah. I mean, Joyful is an amazing scene partner. She always makes sure that she has her scene objective down. We always talk through a scene objective prior to, and she's also a very fun actor to work with, because she accepts curveballs, right? So we had this thing like, the first 2 takes, we're gonna give them exactly specifically what they want, and on the third one, I'm gonna surprise her, or she's gonna surprise me, one or the other. And so it's always been kind of a fun thing to do between her and I. It's like, all right, just take 3, but you know what you got. You know what I mean? Let's figure this one out. You know what I mean? So she's very much a very fun person to work with. She brings the fun to the set. She's not very stuffy when it comes to the lines. We gotta stick to this and be okay. All right, let's have a little fun. Let's play a little bit.
I want to add that Q actually did that to me too, or this one.
I was gonna say she probably pushes you guys.
That's dope though.
Yeah,
for sure.
And it's nice because our directors allow us to do that too. You know, sometimes you'll work with directors who are like, we're not deviating.
No deviation. Stick to the script, guys.
Welch, they allow us to play and be comfortable. And once you know your character and you've lived in that character for a while, you can do that. Then they're like, do that. Then let's make it as real as possible. So, but I've enjoyed working with everybody. Like season 1, I got to interrogate all of the ladies in the penthouse. So I got to work with Karen and Candace and Joyful and Erica. And I've known Karen for years. I know what Karen's going to bring. It wasn't a question. Like, we already got it. You know, like, but working with Candace and Erica in particular, it was new because they're known for reality TV. And so we're all like professional actors. And so you never know how that's going to work. And I was incredibly impressed by their professionalism, by their talent. They came in there, knew what they were doing, gave it to me. Like, they're not just saying words, they're actually giving it to me. And I remember even working with Erica on some Spanish stuff. And like, it was really delightful to work with all of the ladies, the ones who are not here. So I've had very positive experiences with everybody.
And Candace would come off of a whole nother show.
Yeah.
She would finish rapping Real Housewives of the Potomac, come, be there, lines memorized, ready to go. It was just like, wow. She was literally doing double time. So kudos to her too.
Yeah.
My wife.
I'm sorry, go ahead. I don't want to cut you off.
Go ahead, get yours off.
Feedback,
the chemistry was great. I, like Kalila said, I really appreciated. Erica really wanted to know and study the craft, and so she was very open, and I respected that about her, so that she could really show up as a strong actress. I think she did a great job. Candace, likewise, like you said, Lanre, would come working from another show and just good energy. So she and I really bonded. Love Joyful. She's the consummate professional, and being a mom, a wife, an actress, and producer is not easy to do that. So tremendous amount of respect for her. And then my Kalila, who is just love her as Angel, just rounded. Like, it just, like she said, we go way back. So when she and I show up on set, it's just, hey, the camera's
hey girl.
It's like, hey girl. Hey. And the guys, I haven't worked at Q. We had a little something. But I don't think our paths have really crossed, Lanre. I don't think Terrell did we? Unless I'm missing something.
No, I think just for a brief second, like in one of the parties, but it was crossing.
I got to arrest Brian. That was a delight.
Hey.
But this guy is so intimidating. Brian was so good. He gave me a lot to work with, like really physically in my body, to have that fear. So as Link, the asshole. We're gonna
Don't link the asshole.
can't wait to work with my Rhonda, who we've been circling. each
I
other.
know, gosh, come on, y'all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Hey,
Maybe the mayor will be, maybe the mayor will be in Penthouse in season 3. I don't
Probably.
know.
Probably. Q's dead, so ain't nobody to
Right.
protect y'all. Figure it out.
It'd be house
Who's dead?
arrest.
Wait, what?
for
No,
everybody.
Q is not dead.
Spoiler
Right.
alert.
wait a minute.
Wait, dead.
Well, they gotta watch to find out.
Yeah,
What
so
about
definitely-
I don't
T.S.
know who's
Madison?
dead. I have an idea. I won't say.
I would love to work with T.S. Madison.
T.S.
Oh, yeah,
Madison.
T.S. was
T.S.
great. Oh,
Madison is hilarious.
Hold on.
She
This
is.
is funny, man.
She is never acted.
Hilarious.
Well,
No matter
I mean,
what
you know,
scene,
it's
she is never acted.
Who took acting?
Kevin is trying to say something. It's
Oh,
not-
It's all good. All good. All
Sorry,
good.
Kevin.
I love it.
Jump right now.
Okay, we just got it going on.
No, I
Give
love,
back.
I love it. I was just going to say that, you know, for the folks watching, you definitely have to tune in. You have to binge season 1, binge season 2. That if you've been watching, definitely watch the season finale. It's live now. So my question is, will there be a season 3, or we don't know yet?
We
Hush.
have to find
Hold
out.
on, we gotta hush.
That's
Well-
in the hush, right?
I think what we all need to do is reach out to our executives at AMC Networks, All Black, call Brett Dismute. Shout out to Brett, Nikki
Yes.
Love, and tell them you want to see
Right.
another season of Hush.
Go pick it. Let's pick
Absolutely.
it. Let's go right there.
Here we go.
I did enough picketing last year. Please,
Right.
Figured it out.
No.
You figured it out.
please give me a break.
Right. We want hush.
So
We want Hush.
right, we want hush. So I got 2 more things for you guys. If anybody wants to chime in about the season finale, what can we expect without giving it away? What can we expect?
Mm.
Shock.
Intrigue. Shock. Shock.
Out giving it
Gonna
away.
Karen, with that beautiful vernacular that she has, culminate with the season finale.
Right.
Yes.
Right, right.
Yeah,
Right.
we elect Karen.
Facts.
Well, here's the thing. Karen has her young babies around her, and if you don't
Oh, got you. Okay.
hush, it's not appropriate. What I will say is that you will be left wide open. You will be left at the edge of your seat, wondering, debating, and salivating for the very next step. So
Yeah.
Amazing. See, we knew we should vote you. At,
Mhm.
We knew we could bring it home.
that's just took it from the cells because we lived it, we shot it. But yeah, that's what I can tell you.
Okay.
And
Solid.
last question I have is, can we talk a little bit about Octet Productions and Bree and I'm sorry, the name is
Chuck.
Chuck.
Bree and
Chuck
Chuck
Bree.
West. Bree and Chuck West. Shout out to Bree and Chuck West of Octet Productions, because you guys are on All Black, but Octet Productions is who produces this series.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Let's give them their flowers and talk a little bit
Oh.
about working with them.
Full bouquet of flowers.
Yeah.
Chuck and Bree can do no wrong. I mean, they are exceptional. The work ethic, how they treat their cast, what they do, how they do it. I mean, they love their people.
Right.
Just bottom line, how they want you to win. What the work ethic. Since the time that they have believed in me, this is just me personally, they champion me. They want me to win as an artist, since the time that they have put a script in my hand, just from stage. They said, hey, Rhonda, take this. This may seem small, but trust us. And from there, they have been nothing but synergy in my path. And they continue to say, hey, win and bet on you. And for that, I will continually be eternally grateful. So that's just as people, and that's beside the production. So just as people, for me, they have been nothing but flowers. So, you know, so I'll say that. Yeah.
Anybody else want to chime in?
I will
I will-
say, oh, sorry.
But
You wanna go ahead, Lauren? Well,
No,
I will say
you do it first.
being from the area, like I grew up in Hampton. I lived in Arlington for a little bit. I know, Kevin, you're DMV. So it is so impressive to me what they have built there, because when I was out there coming to LA, when I tell you the industry was like pretty much non-existent, you know what I mean? Like, to have a production company that is actively, I mean, and they have a lot of content. Octet is doing films for BET, they're doing shows for Allblk. And so to see that coming out of the area that I came from, I'm just like, wow, y'all got it out the mud. Had to, because there was nothing here. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so I do admire that they have built something and have been so prolific in such a short amount of time. I think they deserve a lot of credit for that. And that's really impressive. And it's like, it's nice to see that somewhere other than LA or Atlanta. So now you have like another little hub where it's like, I love going to the East Coast to shoot because my family is there, you know, it's
Nice.
wonderful. So kudos to them for that.
I love, real quick. I'm sorry, Rob. I love the fact that you said that we're building a hub here, because that's one thing that I try to stress, is the fact that we are also a huge hub for talent, and we're finally being able to get our shine and give spotlight to this area, where otherwise other productions come here, film a little shots here in DC and whatnot, and then leave and don't really give credit to this area, or even pick cast members from this area, showcase and to give representation, even though they're filming here. So I love what Octet Productions is doing, and I commend them. And yeah, kudos to those guys. But go ahead, Rob, I'm sorry about that.
No, I was going to just say, as a proud Washingtonian who lives in Los Angeles, I love everything that they've done. You know what I mean? I have to give them their flowers. They gave me an opportunity years ago when I was trying to make a transition from stand-up over to acting, and I've been in a lot of their projects since, and I'm forever grateful to Chuck and Bree. And they're an amazing husband and wife team. You don't see that too often, that husbands and wives can work together and create, magic on that screen, and they do it very, very seamlessly. And so we are very appreciative of what they did doing and are continuing to do for film in the DMV. So,
yeah. Chuck and Bree are very tactile, very hands-on, very nurturing visionaries who are guiding us through this process. So I've always felt that and appreciated that. And although I'm from Los Angeles, I did graduate from Howard. So I have some of that East Coast flavor. So it is nice to come home and to see the infrastructure and the creative ecosystem that they've created out there. So it's really exciting.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and if I can just add one more thing for Octet, Chuck and Bree is family. Every sense of the word, from them being the power couple that they are, to them actually employing their kids in the business, like kids, nephews, uncles, aunts, cousins, friends, and then they lay the groundwork. So when we come in, it's like you're just brought into the family. And so that's how it feels like. It doesn't feel like coworkers or, oh, this job. It's like, yo, this is family. Like every year we go back, and then when we see each other, it's like, oh, So family is my word for Octet. Chuck and Bree, they just made a wonderful foundation and allowed us to come join the family. For that, I'll be forever grateful.
Yes, sir.
I would have to agree. It's an energy that they move with. That's confidence. It's not cocky, it's confidence, and it rubs off. Like and like he was saying, like when it's family, when someone comes to you and they're like, no, you got this in you. I need you to dig deeper than that. I need you to do this, because for me personally, you see our cast. My first day, I'm looking around like, oh shit. You know what I mean? I can't drop the ball. And they're like, no, you got this, and I need you to be you. I need you to perform, and that means everything when you're questioning yourself in any sense. So I would have to agree with what everyone has said. Family is energy, is love there, and it was more so like you wanted to You wanted to be there. You wanted to perform. It wasn't stressful at all. So I really appreciate that. On top of being a power couple, come on.
Right.
Yeah.
The takeover. That's what I see. I see the
Takeover
takeover.
spirit.
I don't want to speak too early, but
It's
it's a
happy.
takeover.
All of that.
They definitely have something on their hands with this show and a lot of their other productions. This is a hit series in my book, honestly. And I really hope that it continues on. You guys have many more seasons to come, because there's a lot more that you can add to this story. And yeah, I was really impressed, and I enjoyed both seasons. So I'm excited to have you guys on. Lastly, before I let you guys go, I like to end off with a final word, whether it be words of encouragement, some advice that you were given throughout your career, or a quote that you like to live by. So without further ado, I will start with you, Brian.
It could be either one, or you want all of them.
Any of the three. Any of the three.
Something that I was told was, you're good enough. And like I said, they looked, almost pierced into my soul and said, no, you can do this. And I need you to be you, and I need you to do it. So that was enough for me. I'm usually philosophical, but to keep it on Octet and Bree and Chuck, man, that meant a lot to me. So I will forever be grateful for that.
That's dope. Kalila, what about you?
I'll say advice, because a lot of times, young or aspiring actors will come up and ask, like, what should I do? What advice would you give me? And one of the best things my acting teacher, Sharon Chatton, LA, ever told me was, cultivate your life outside of acting. Like, that is so profoundly important to you being able to tell stories as an actor. Everybody, like, a lot of times I think actors are really like, acting everything, it's everything. My whole life has to revolve around this thing. Please don't.
Yeah.
Like, have a life, have community, have relationships. That is how you learn to be these characters. You observe these people and you bring all of that into your artistry. So yes, study your craft and be serious about it, but cultivate your life outside of it as well. It is so important to keep you whole and grounded.
All right. Let's go with Terrell.
Okay.
Sorry, Monray. Sorry.
We're one and the same. I can't tell us apart.
That's the advice.
For me, it's lead with an attitude of gratitude. Be happy for everything. Just the fact that we all got up this morning and could take a breath and have all our senses, like that in itself is amazing. The other thing is plan like you'll live forever, but live like you'll die today, because you just never know. We're always putting off one day. Listen, we're not promised, so let's go ahead and go after it, go get it, go do it. Don't procrastinate, just have fun, work hard, do it all. Like, today's your last day. Leave nothing on the table.
Love it, man. Love it. Rhonda.
I think the shift for me, biggest advice that I ever heard was safe doesn't get seen. Yeah. I think that was the greatest advice I've ever heard, is safe doesn't get seen. So
wow, I like that. Yeah. Let's go with Rob. Karen, I'll have you end it off.
Yeah, because she got them words. She's definitely a wordsmith. I would say a couple of things. Success leaves clues. So whatever you want to be, find a model, and then follow that model. How you do anything is how you do everything. So be diligent in doing what you want to do, and don't chase your dream, build it. Because anytime that you want something to actually happen, it's like a house or a foundation. You have to draw it first, which means write it down on paper, write the vision and make it plain. And you have to build it from the ground up. And once you get to the top, then you know that you have a solid foundation, and everything that you've built along the way, a la relationships, is going to keep you at the top. So that's what I would say.
Right. And lastly, but not least, Karen.
Hey.
I'm honored and grateful for Chuck and Bree for the opportunity to be a channel for Jordan, because I think her story is a lot of women's stories. I just want to say that. In terms of advice, piggybacking on what Q Rob said, is something that Robin Sharma said best. And he said, things happen twice, first in your mind and then in reality. And so I have, as a child actor, spent a lot of time in this business having to see things in my mind, not with eyesight, but with insight. So see your plan, see your vision, know your purpose, and move in that. And lastly, cultivate a sense of self, piggybacking on Kalila, outside of this business, because often you will be told that you are this or you are not that. I can't tell you how many times I wasn't enough this or I wasn't that, and I spent a lot of years trying to fit into that. But if you can go internal and fit into you, validate yourself, then you'll find that the world begins to validate you. So that's about that.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that
All
plays into something else I was gonna say, but gosh, man, Karen, I just want to hug you.
Man, the words. Don't
Yeah.
you got the words?
I mean,
Rob is ridiculous.
I mean, because it goes into what another advice that I was given, and she just wrapped it up. Man, I just
Man.
Yeah.
Got the word. Karen got the word.
no, write the book.
The word. Karen Words, Ward Ross.
I'm saying it goes into another advice that I was given. It really does.
Woo.
Well, I'm just speaking to all of us. So.
Yeah.
Well, guys, thank you so much for joining. I appreciate your time, your
Thank you.
knowledge, your expertise, and sharing your experience as the characters that you guys portray in Hush. And everybody, please go download Allblk.
Yes.
Yes, please.
Stream and binge Hush. Hit up everybody that you can hit up to watch Hush, and hit up whoever you need to hit up to ask for season 3.
And subscribe to TheBlkScript too. Kudos to you for what
Yes,
you're doing.
subscribe to
Kudos
Black
you.
Script.
You're
Thank
building
you,
a whole
Kevin.
industry right there.
For what you're
Online.
doing. Needed.
Yes,
So
thank you guys so much. It was a pleasure having you on. Sorry about the technical difficulties in the beginning.
Okay.
I'll make sure it doesn't happen again.
Everything happens for a reason.
Everything happens twice. Tell them, Karen.
Well,
Right.
everything happens twice. What's in your mind?
Yeah. You're right. Okay.
Yeah. All right, guys. You have a
Yeah,
good
have
one.
a great one.
All right.
Yes.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
All right.